So, today I am doing a sketchbook tour. That was during the end part of creating, or illustrating anyway, the first comic book in my series that is yet to be published. So some of the stuff will be very heavily about the comic book. And as we go further in, you can see that I took a break from doing the comic book. That break has now ended. I'm about to start illustrating once more for the comic book because I want to start publishing and getting it out there. It's been a long process over a couple of years, so my style has changed a lot from when I first started that, but I think it really kick-started me finding my style. Just having the regular mixed media, extra large book, not very interesting, so I put every possible sticker that I got throughout the time that I used this book on here. I'm trying to hold on to the memories of what was going on during the time of when I was working on certain things. I really want to combine that with my actual thought process of drawing. So I was still working on character design stuff that I wanted to do for the second in the comic book series. I wanted to come up with some costume ideas, play around with her amulet that she has, play around with insignias, so that's what this stuff is about. This is a monster who will be in the second book, and just some ideas to get her character figured out and situated. At this time I was really heavily into, I can't think of the artist's name, but she's on Instagram. I'll put her icon or whatever here. I think her name is Ghouls, I want to say. A lot of her stuff involved like putting mouths in the middle of faces and weird stuff like that. She has an app now. She has an app now where you can create pretty alternative girls with weird mouths and horns and accessories and stuff. And it's kind of fun to play around with. So that's kind of where this came from. This is more about the main character of my comic book. Her name is Aniva, and she is a tiefling. So this is a little bit about her, some likes and dislikes, themes, songs, traits, just things to help fill out her character a little bit more. Again, like I was saying, there was that girl that was doing that app with all the weird alternative girls, and so this was one of the girls that I came up with. If you don't already know, I'm a bit of a character creation addict. So these are some of the character ideas that I had for a Warlock of the Archfey. I did Drawloween for 2018, which was really fun. It also really challenged me because a lot of people were doing like full page pieces for each day, and I was like, I don't have time for that. I don't have concentration for that. I love that Instagram has events like this where like you come up with themes and different ideas and stuff. But I always tend to find myself a little bogged down by having a specific theme. This is a piece that's supposed to be out of Aniva's journal, some drawings of another world that she enters and her dreamscape. There's also like a map of the world behind it that she had drawn. I was thinking because she is going to be a traveler from a very young age, she probably knows how to make maps, or probably knows how to read maps fairly well. This is when I was thinking about making keychains out of each of the characters. I still think this would be a cute and fun idea. This is another map of the land that she lives on. It's called Avelvian. I made this really interesting character. I was trying to come up with all sorts of names for her. I think I chose Vesper. I really liked the psionic meets sci-fi sort of character. I don't know, I just thought she was really interesting. There's another logo I made. This was inspired, you probably know her, Rocks Arts on Instagram. She has a face that has this drawing on it, and I thought it was so beautiful, and I love the way that she colors things where it's not so full of color, and it's more about reading how the color sits on the face. And I don't know, there's just something really beautiful about that. So that's what this is from. More character designs and just random drawings. Some more Drawloween. Here's another character from that other page. She was supposed to be partially from, I forget what it's called. There's a universe in D&D that's like a dark, shadowy version of the original universe. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head right now, but that's where she had like supposedly accidentally blipped into that world at some point in time, and so it affected the way that she looked. And then I drew out her entire inventory, which was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I would like to do more of this kind of stuff, but like it's just a lot of little tiny details. Here's Manic Moth. She's absolutely gorgeous and an amazing alternative model and also entrepreneur. She does a lot of really cool looks, and I really love this one with mushrooms in her hair. May Moon. She is Moon Girl. She also writes a comic, I believe, with Moon Girl in it. I did a piece of Stan Lee. I don't really like it. It didn't really turn out as good as I had hoped. That's one of my husband's drawings. I put it in here because I love him and I want him to know that it's okay to not be perfect at drawing and to not, you don't have to be amazing. This is a full piece. I don't know, I just had this idea to draw this really alternative girl in a sunset and on her body of water. These are just either draw this in your styles or these are both Saikara. She's another alternative model that I really enjoy as the furnace just kicks back on. This, if you have not seen Critical Role of the second season, you will not know who this is. That's okay, I'm not going to spoil it. But the song that they sing, the pirate song that they sing in that episode is written around her. This was another, this was actually an album cover that I drew for my husband. Here's another piece of a character. This character is also from the comic book. This is the grandmother, Ilsiet, and she is originally a human and transforms into her later incarnation. Here's another draw this in your style that I really liked. I had a lot of fun coloring this one. These guys are redraws of my own from when I was in high school. They were characters I made a very long time ago. I never did a colored version of her before, so that was kind of fun. I got to play around with colors until I made a new color palette. And she I had drawn before in color. I did a giant colored pencil version of her previously. This is a character concept that I made back when I was working on making music. Here we have Magic Moon Week. I really enjoyed just doing straight inking. It gave me the opportunity to really, really go into every little crevice and detail. Here's a Gris redraw challenge. She got that booty poppin'. I will show the original image. If you know anything about Instagram, you know who Gris is. This is another character from my comic book series. She is not this old in the current story. This is just who she will later grow up to be. And I kind of wanted to have a concept of their adult selves versus their current selves so that I can make sure that I project it to the right eventual form. One of my favorites that's in here. Dvalar is that character's weapon. I'm not sure if he's a Vorpal sword that is broken or if he's a hexblade. I haven't really decided, but definitely some form of intelligence. Here's another redraw. This is a Milky Rat character, and for Anderson Sound is my parents' business. This was a logo concept that I did for them quite a while ago. Mordula you've probably seen before. She's a D&D character, but also a piece that I've done fully colored and put actually in a showcase. So she is amazing to me. If I had the guts and the money, I would totally dress up like this and get tattoos. I love that aesthetic. I love that look. I really like keeping in mind where I was as a person at the time. So I have some tickets, a ticket to Five Finger Death Punch. I have some tickets to Avenged Sevenfold, and I have a piece from a friend's funeral. She was someone I grew up with in my hometown, and she passed away at, I believe, 17 or 18. I'm not sure, but she was at least 17, going on 18. That's big. But I knew her family well. We went on vacation together. She was a bit younger than me, about 4 years younger, but it still hit me really hard to just suddenly have the news that someone I knew, that I had grown up with, died very suddenly. She died in a car crash due to really horrible winter weather and roads, and she will definitely be missed. So I thought I'd keep at least a memory of her in here. Another D&D character. I have way too many, and way too much time on my hands. This was one I played while I was DMing. She's a halfling barbarian with a pet mouse named Locket. She was a lot of fun to play, a little chaotic. So she was a lot of fun. During Valentine's Day, or right around Valentine's Day, I decided I wanted to make parts with each of my, or at least a good chunk of my characters from the comic book in them, and I was going to sell them as like little individual pieces or lockets or something. I wasn't really sure, but never ended up doing that, but I did end up illustrating them. So this is Azrulia. She is the second eldest child, right below Aniva. And this is obviously her not at the current age that she's at in the timeline. This one's of Aniva, obviously. Again, not at the current age. Slightly older, but not quite an adult. She's probably 15, 16 here. This is Ilsiet. Ilsiet is the main character's grandmother, and she, at one point in time, trades out her humanity for a demon body so that she can live for longer and serve this entity. And Ilivivia is the mother of Aniva. She has a big backstory of her own, but I'm not going to get into that just yet. I was still working on my mental health at the time. I mean, obviously you're always working on your mental health no matter where you are in life, because you have to as an adult. It's just part of the way life goes, or you just end up blaming it on other people, and that's not fair. I made these pieces as kind of concepts of how anxiety and depression feel. And then here's Kyra again. You guys saw her in the earlier piece. Again, she is not this age in the current timeline. This is probably her at 17, 18, maybe a little bit younger. This is a Meet the Artist piece that I did. Uglitog is another character from my comic book. He's not showed up yet. These are just some concepts of him. Here's some more stuff from my comic. I wanted to do some smaller, just strip pieces to try and possibly do a webcomic version. just a random character. I was just doodling at work. Another random character I made up. I want to say she was based on someone, but I can't remember who. But I really loved this bald lady aesthetic. I still really enjoy the bald lady aesthetic with the big earrings. I think that's definitely a look. I don't know if I could pull it off, but it's definitely a look and I enjoy it. Here's some more doodles while I was at work. I was planning out panels for the comic. I was trying to figure out a background for my business card. I still do not have business cards. I don't know when that'll happen. Probably after I figure out what I'm going to do for my logo exactly. This was another redraw. I really loved, there were like roses growing out of her chest, so I ended up drawing a heart that was growing roses out of it. I thought that was really fun. The person I modeled this after is another artist. She's well known for doing her nipple pendants. The Uta Squirrel, a funny little tale from when I was very little. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel of me coloring this one. Now this is, again, I wanted to get like little pieces of things that I had done. So these were Black Panther tickets, the Megalodon, that movie, that's what that was for. Pacific Rim, the newest one. That was such a good movie. So was Black Panther, obviously. A redraw, random sketchbook another redraw, a Parks and Recreation thing, little daily permit. I just kept. This is another piece that I colored on my YouTube channel, and I talked about working at GameStop. That was a fun one to do. Sucky Bitches I did when I first started watching The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Absolutely love that show. So dark and creepy and everything I enjoy. Now here is the final concept of Harpop. Really like how he turned out. I'm a little nervous to actually try and draw him in the comic because drawing this complicated of a character in motion and action is going to be a little difficult. Because he's very gargoyle / demon-esque. He's definitely going to have some powerful, scary motions. So. Another D&D character that I came up with. Oh, I forgot, she is a Swanwing, and the first D&D character that I ever made was an elf woman named Swanwing. So I thought it would be fun to play a character that is her descendant off so many generations. This was a logo concept that I did for a friend. If you don't know, or if you haven't watched The Dragon Prince, you probably won't know who this character is or who she's supposed to be. I don't know that I did a great job of making her look accurate to her character, but I love her. And I tried to do the best that I could at the time. This is the concept for my giant painting of Hell. I don't know how well you can see that, but she's known for being half dead on one side and alive on the other side. My first real oil painting that I've ever done. So it was a little rough, but I still enjoy it. Still am proud of myself for doing it. Here are some more Instagram models / artists that I follow. Sky Curtin. She has a lot more tattoos now on her chest. Kelly Eaton. She's also an artist and model. This is another character concept for a writing piece that I made. That's her best friend. It was very sci-fi punk-esque. Cyberpunk 2077. This character is a little goblin girl. She is part of my NaNoWriMo writing piece. This was her original concept. There's some more Neva. This is a piece that I got really inspired to do. Really love how she turned out. She was supposed to be part of a series that I was going to do for a coloring book, but I never ended up completing. This was the second one in the series that I was going to do. Really the biggest concept for this one was just that I wanted a skull that was a geode skull, and that was what I worked off of. I wish I would have thought through the color concept a little bit more, but I still like it. This piece I eventually made into a digital piece for my husband for his next album. I just got really inspired while he was recording. This is another character concept, but she is a headhuntress based on the African version of a headhunter. These were some logo ideas for my sister-in-law. Another D&D character. Moving on. I did some dream journals. I tend to be plagued by nightmares. I haven't in a long time, which is really good for me. The past year has been really good to me. I haven't really had a lot of dreams, so, or at least ones that I remember. So that's good. Another D&D character. I love half-orc babes. Don't judge me. Another video concept I bailed on. I have a hard time redrawing other people's characters for the life of me, and I probably shouldn't have tried to make a series based around that. There's Ursula and Ariel. There's Alice from Wonderland, and here's another of that half-orc babe. Here's some tattoo concepts I came up with. I have really bad death anxiety, so I really wanted to have Don't Fear the Reaper somewhere on my body. I made a moth lady, and then Mulan and Mushu in the punk rocker / Pantera style that I never ended up making into a video because editing was a bitch. So there's that. And then I just have another character, oh my god, and a map. Time was of a city that I was DMing. That has been my sketchbook tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was from 2018 to 2019. I've learned a lot since then. I've grown a lot in my style. And I want to keep these so that I can remember where I came from and how far I've come. Thanks so much for joining me in this. And I will see you ghouls and Goyles later.